Whew, it is so exciting to be back, especially because when I was planning the wedding, yo, I've had people ask for invitations. My name is Natanya and I am the owner of Natanya Creates, and I make videos about entrepreneurship, marriage, vlogs, beauty, and pretty much everything in between of running a business and being a Christian married woman and all of what that comes with. And in today's video, I'm gonna be giving you sort of like a mini update on what's been going on. It has been 3 months since I have uploaded my last video, and that's because I got married, y'all! I got married back May 16th, and after then, my husband and I went on a honeymoon, and things just have been taking off since then, and I just really haven't found the time, nor have I wanted to create the time to create videos or to vlog or to like share other things. I've been vlogging in between, so you will be seeing some like videos of our honeymoon, pre-wedding videos. I will say that I have about like, I would say maybe 8 videos that are just waiting for me to edit and waiting to be uploaded. But I wanted to just come on here and just really share some of the lessons that I've learned in this season. So if you see me looking at my phone, looking down, is some of the notes that I've taken. I wanted to make sure that if you're a newlywed, or you're engaged, or you're going through like a different transition or a new season in your life, give yourself time to find a new routine. And typically I'm really great at that because I believe in sharing my story as I go throughout life. So I don't believe in like popping up and acting like I arrived at a certain location, or I just hit this milestone, like I'm gonna just pop up and be married. That's just not really my thing. I really appreciate when people document their life's journey as they go through that and sharing what they're comfortable with in order to like encourage or help somebody else who's on a similar path or who will embark a similar path. So that's like my mantra, and for me, I like to document things and share things, give advice and things that I've learned as I go throughout a process or I go through a life transition. I got engaged, or I started like also like my relationship, or I started my business. That was naturally something that I was able to do. When I got married, specifically like when I got married, like that day and moving forward, I changed some things just because like marriage is so new, and it's like there's so many different things. Marriage is so new, and I've known my husband for about 6 years now. So I've known him, we've been really great friends, and especially in our courtship and then in our engagement and then leading up to being married, I've known him really, really well. But marriage life is really different. And I've heard that it was different. Like I did my research, y'all. I covered my grounds and my bases. I've spoken to like a lot of like other married couples and stuff. And I've gotten some really great counseling advice, but marriage life is different, y'all. And it's not like wildly different, but you definitely find out different things about this person that you're with. And you will only know, I'm thinking about them right now, you'll only know when you're married, right? So in this new season, I really had to make sure that I'm giving myself time to find a new routine. And you won't, like, even though it's still 3 months and almost 4 months coming in a couple weeks, we still don't have a routine, but we are finding out what works best for us, and all the things that we thought would work best for us before being married and coming into it now, seeing that some routines or expectations are not working, and how do you navigate around that? And so because of that, I really, really wanted to make sure that I was giving myself time and space to process that transition, and not that I can't do that without documenting or doing that without sharing, because I'm not with the culture that, you know, like you gotta like keep everything to yourself because you're private and you're married, or you have to, like, I'm not about that life. I'm so turned off from that mindset that if you want to document and share, even if it's really new, or even if you don't have all of like your steps together, even if you don't know what you're gonna do next, I'm all for documenting and sharing your story as your story is being unraveled in a safe and comfortable way. I don't believe in oversharing. but I also believe that you can share your story as you walk throughout life, because that alone is helpful to somebody else. But specifically when it came to marriage and figuring out the highs, the lows, the waves, the balances of being married in this season, homegirl peaced out. So I wanted to just come back on here and still like remind you that you can take time off from certain areas. So like I'm still active on like Instagram, of course, because it's my business. But when it came to like sharing like things about marriage, I wanted to make sure that I was giving myself, my marriage, and my husband that time to process and navigate what that's like. And I think it's a little bit different now that when you are married, you have somebody else that you have to put first, not even just at the forefront of your mind, not even just something to be mindful of. But when you're married, I put my husband first, or I try to put my husband first in pretty much everything that I do, everything that I say, and everything that I am doing, especially when it comes to sharing about things that we do together. So make sure that I was giving ourselves time to process that and find a new routine. Second thing is, what I've also learned is document what you want, and then also you have the power and the right to pick and choose what you don't want to share. So that kind of like, again, segues into what I was saying, that I'm not all for like not sharing your stories along the way. I'm still believing that, I still have been documenting, and I still believe in sharing some of the lessons, the things that you're learning as you're learning it. It's a little noisy, I'm sorry y'all. There are some things that really belonged to my husband and I in our marriage, and understanding that this part of ourselves is really so sacred and special that I wanted to honor by having it be exclusive to us. And I'm realizing that as much as I love to be public and visible and to share, I also can not share and can not answer certain questions and can leave certain things to myself. And that's something that may just seem obvious to some, but when you are so visible and public online, there are certain places where you kind of feel like you have to share or respond to certain questions when really you don't. And I'm thinking as simple and common sense as like, where did you get your shirt? Or like who did your makeup, or things like that, where there may be just some stuff in general that you genuinely want to keep to yourself, and it's okay if you have that feeling. And I've had that feeling where me and my husband, we're out, or we're at like this really nice restaurant, or having this really great date, and it's so easy within our culture just like whip out your phone, do a quick boomerang, or do like a quick reel or TikTok, right? Me, who's being a content creator, I'm thinking like this would be great content. But at the same time, I'm aware that you can have certain boundaries within your relationship just because you can, just because you want to, just because it's something that you intentionally only want to keep for yourself, for your own memories. And that was something that I've learned in this season. Again, these may seem like common sense to you, or may just seem pretty obvious, especially if you are not pretty active when it comes to creating your own content. But I've found that there's not a great balance when it comes to monetizing your life. So on YouTube, you're sharing your marriage, your business, your even your faith with God. Like even that, something that could also be considered so private to some and invasive to share, can be something that is a really great piece of content or a really great reminder to encourage somebody else, and you want to share that. And when you're publicly living in front of other people and that's your lifestyle, you can fall into that trap, or even succumb to that feeling that you naturally just start sharing things without first putting in some protective measures and boundaries within yourself. And I'm not saying that I ever regret sharing anything that I've ever put out, because I'm very, very mindful and intentional about the content that I put on social media. But now more than ever, especially because when I was planning the wedding and as I was getting married, I even had people like invite themselves to my wedding. Yo, I've had people ask for invitations. I've had people ask where do my husband and I live, and like although they're like, there's fine lines and gray areas, marriage is just different, y'all. Like there's nothing else that I can say other than that marriage is different, and it's something that you have to intentionally protect and keep sacred as much as you can, without feeling like within our culture where we just share a lot of stuff. So that's where I've been. I have been recording, creating some content. I'm so excited to create more marriage related videos in the future. I have so many that are still sitting on my memory card right now that is looking back at me for me to edit, and I hope that I can put those videos out soon. But that is it for today's video. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not yet. If you like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and I will see you in my next video.